Good afternoon, Connor kiddos, and anybody else that's watching. I'm gonna read Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day today. I remember when I was in 4th grade with Mrs. Danny Jo Alexander. She was my teacher at Sawtooth Elementary in Twin Falls. We did this whole book as a play, and so everybody had a part, one line, and I think I remember my part. As I'm reading it, maybe I'll tell you what it is. But love this book. It's an old classic, so not any color in it, just black and white. But it's a very cute story, and hopefully none of you are feeling this way. Okay, here we go. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I can tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Poor Alexander. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be carsick. No one even answered. This is how Taylor feels, my daughter Taylor, when she's in the car. Poor Taylor. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend, and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend, and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had a little coconut sprinkle on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I remember reading this book, and when I was little, I always thought, if he just combed his hair, I think he would have felt better. Don't you think? That's what it was, because after school my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll get it fixed, said Dr. Fields. Well, next week I'm going to Australia. Such a stinker. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby, and while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and for fighting. You can't catch a break. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. No one even answered. So then when we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers, Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. Where I chose blue ones with red stripes, but the shoe man said they were all out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. Oh. I don't know why, but this was always my favorite page. Probably because if my mom ever took us to the bank to see my dad, we would never have acted like this. So it was like always like such a shocking page. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My mom said don't pick the phone up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. This was my line in the play, I remember. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV. I hate kissing. I remember saying that line. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. They're cute. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says, some days are like that. See the Mickey Mouse nightlight? Even in Australia. That is your book for today. Hope you guys have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow.